You ever watch a grown woman snap a brass key in half on your front gate at 7 in the morning, then call 911 and claim you kidnapped her? That was me 3 months ago, standing barefoot on my porch, coffee forgotten, watching Brenda Lawson, our self-appointed HOA queen, completely lose her mind because, for the first time in 12 years, her so-called master key didn't bow down to her. She didn't know the gate she was trying to break was secured with tech my wife helped me install. And my wife, well, she ain't just my wife, she's Sheriff Olivia Lawson. To back up a bit, Olivia and I bought this house in Silver Pines last spring. It's not fancy, but it's ours. Shaded by a massive white oak in the front yard that means more to me than any picket fence ever could. That tree reminded me of my parents, both gone now. And the backyard swing my dad hung for me when I was 6. I didn't just buy a house. I bought a piece of something I'd lost, and I'd be damned if anyone was going to tell me to cut it down. Olivia understood without me saying a word. She squeezed my hand under that tree our first day here and whispered, "A place to breathe, finally." I swear we both thought our worst days were behind us. Then came Brenda. She rang our doorbell the very next Monday, 7:58 a.m., clipboard in hand. Gray hair pulled so tight, it looked like she ironed it flat to her skull. She stepped right past me like she owned the air inside my house, marking out codes and citations I'd never even heard of, distance between moving boxes and walls, curtain shades inconsistent with neighborhood uniformity. I laughed at first. Big mistake. Olivia stepped out of the kitchen mid-sip of her coffee, hair still damp, wearing her old college t-shirt. Brenda barely spared her a glance. "You must be the wife. Let your husband handle the codes, dear. This is complicated stuff." Olivia's smile didn't reach her eyes, but she just hummed and leaned on the doorway, sipping her coffee while Brenda rattled on. But when Brenda spotted our oak, the air shifted. Her clipboard dropped a fraction. Her jaw clenched so tight, I thought her dentures might snap. "Miller's Oak," she hissed. "I thought I killed this eyesore when that stubborn old fool croaked." She spat the words so bitter I felt sick just hearing them. She said I had 30 days to cut it down, or I'd pay daily fines, legal fees, and other consequences just like Harold Miller did. I didn't know then who Harold was, but I learned quick. Arthur, the old man across the street, knocked on my door that evening with 2 mugs of sweet tea and a story I still can't believe. Turns out Harold Miller fought Brenda for 15 years over that tree. She wanted it gone, said it blocked sight lines, dropped leaves on the sidewalk, messed with her community aesthetic. He refused. He died last winter. No one asked how convenient that was. 2 days after her visit, the fine started rolling in, $1.50 for grass height half an inch over code, $100 because my trash can leaned at 89 degrees instead of 90. She even fined me for a garden hose visible from the road. And every letter had her perky signature with a smiley sticker like a death threat dressed up for preschool. Meanwhile, Olivia came home later every night, dropping a file box on the kitchen table labeled Lawson Case, Peterson Holdings, Financial Trail. She'd smile when I asked, kiss my forehead, tell me not to worry. But her eyes had that sharp edge that meant someone was going to regret underestimating her. One sleepless night, I caught her in our office at 3 in the morning. Laptop open to what looked like a criminal flowchart connecting names I didn't recognize. She looked up, tired but amused, and said, "Go back to bed, babe. Brenda's not half as clever as she thinks she is." I should have known then something bigger was in play. By week 4, I'd had enough. I installed cameras on every corner, motion lights, encrypted locks, a new gate system that laughed at old brass keys. Marcus, the security tech, whistled when he finished. "This rig's tighter than my cousin's bank vault, man." Master keys? Not today. One night, scrolling through camera feeds at 2 a.m., there she was, Brenda, standing inches from my gate, smiling dead at the lens, twirling that old brass key like a rosary. She didn't try to hide, she wanted me to see. She wanted me scared. She didn't know fear doesn't work on a man who's already buried both his parents and built himself back up from zero. So, when she came back at dawn a week later, chainsaw crew and a local news freelancer in tow, I poured myself an extra mug of coffee and settled in for the show. She strutted up to the gate, gray bun quivering with rage, waving that tarnished brass key for the camera. "I am Brenda Lawson, president of Silver Pines HOA for 12 proud years. This key has opened every gate, every lock in this neighborhood. No man stands above community rules." She jammed it into my electronic lock. Nothing. Twisted harder. Still nothing. On her third twist, metal squealed. Snapped, half the key stayed lodged inside the lock. The other half fell to her feet like a dead tooth. Her face, my God, I wish I'd framed that moment. She bellowed like a bull and grabbed the bars, rattling the whole gate so hard the chainsaw guy stepped back. Spooked? Then she did the one thing that sealed her fate. She dialed 911. Help? He's trapped me. He's threatening me. I'm HOA president. I demand immediate assistance. He has guns. Pure fiction dripping from her lips while the camera caught every syllable. She didn't know Olivia was already watching the feed from her cruiser parked 2 blocks away. Within 10 minutes, 2 patrol cars arrived, our local deputies Martinez and Patel. Both folks Olivia trusted. They asked for my ID, ran it. Then their radios crackled to life, and just like that, backup rolled in. Not one more car, 6. Then 3 black SUVs with FBI stenciled clear as day on the sides. Brenda's scream died in her throat when Olivia stepped out, badge gleaming, calm as a summer dawn. Mrs. Lawson, she said. Voice carrying down the street. You're under arrest for attempted illegal entry, filing a false report, racketeering, and more charges we'll list at the station. Brenda shrieked she knew people. That she'd ruined Olivia's career, that the mayor was her cousin. Olivia just smiled. He's next. Then she nodded to Agent Chun, who pulled on gloves like a man unwrapping a Christmas present. Turns out, Olivia's been running a multi-county sting for 2 years. Brenda wasn't just an overbearing HOA dictator. She and her brother Bradley were laundering dirty money through forced sales, bogus fines, and backdoor real estate flips. Families like mine, like Arthur's son, had been squeezed out, equity stolen, lives uprooted. And that master key? Evidence of break-ins they thought would never be traced. As the agents cuffed her, Brenda caught my eye, eyes wide, voice cracking. I always win, she croaked. I sipped my coffee and said, Not today, Brenda. They dragged her out in grass stains and handcuffs. The neighbors came out cheering. Arthur even popped a lawn chair and toasted Olivia with sweet tea right there on the sidewalk. 1 week later, we packed the HOA hall for an emergency vote, dissolve the old board, refund bogus fines, declare my oak tree a historic landmark so no one could touch it again. Unanimous. And Arthur, old war dog that he is, got voted interim president with a mission to rewrite every rule with neighbors, not tyrants. As for Olivia, she's back on regular sheriff duties, but every now and then, when the sun sets behind that old oak, I catch her looking at me with that grin that says she'd do it all again. And me? I sit under this tree, laptop open, files labeled Project HO, ready to help the next guy who thinks he's alone against a bully. Newsflash. You're never alone if you've got neighbors who care, and a wife who carries a badge, and a plan 10 steps ahead. So, tell me, if you had a Brenda in your life, would you fight, run, or build a better trap? Drop your answer below. Share this with that neighbor who needs courage, and don't forget to hit subscribe, because this oak still has secrets left to tell, and trust me, you won't want to miss the next storm we weather together.